aka 7th Valkyrie from YourGameSource.com, and in case you haven't noticed, this is a new video series we're working on. It's called Valkyrie's Chronicles. For those of you who know the game Valkyrie Chronicles, play on that. If you have never played that game, it's for the PS3 turn-based RPG strategy game. Very fun. Anyway, I'm doing videos, in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, so this is a new series, and I'm going to break it into two different parts. The first part is going to be me talking about the game I'm playing right now. And then the second part is going to be me discussing some part of gaming, culture, news, something, not to be mistaken with our GameSource Plus One that is led by Nick, and a lot of other people have had great contributions to that, so I would highly recommend checking that out. But that is only audio. I'm upgrading to video, so let's see where this gets me. So, yeah. Game I want to talk about. I'm playing Kingdoms of Amalur. Amalur? Someone will say it in the game and I'm like, oh, that's how you say it. And then I totally forget and I don't actually know how to say it. So, I don't think I'm mistaking it with another game that sounds the same. So, Kingdoms of Amalur is, I believe, how it's pronounced. I apologize if that's wrong. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm playing this game. My cousin lent it to me. Said it was really good. I started playing it, immediately got into it. If you haven't played it, I'm going to say it is a combination of the combat of Fable, like Fable 1, not Fable 3, good Fable. Fable 1, the leveling system of Dragon Age, and the exploration questing of the Elder Scrolls games. So it's a really triple threat combination, all very, very good games. I'm really digging it. I really like how you don't have to set in stone exactly what you want to do. You know, there's a combination of might, finesse, and magic, and you can do the combination of those things. Do a combination of those. My character is more focused on finesse and magic, so I'm normally like a rogue, warlock thing combination. It's really cool. You can put your points into whatever you want. But yeah, it's really fun. It's gonna be very long. I love it so far, but it's gonna be really, really long. Sometimes with games, like, no matter how good it is, if it's 50 hours long, 50 hours plus, I need to take a break or something, because it's 50 hours of really good, but that's still a really long time, and I got a lot of other stuff to play. Another thing I was hoping to talk about is aesthetic character customization. Now, in some games, you have your character, and it's that character. You can't change the name, you can't change how the person looks. It's like, you know, Master Chief, Marcus Phoenix, Nathan Drake, all those people, it's like, your character looks like this, and you're playing the story as this person. So it becomes almost very iconic at that point, because you have this person who you're kind of connecting with and you're playing the story as. But there's, I feel like there's been an increase in the number of games that allow you to customize your character. Whether it be, you know, it's kind of broken into two parts. You know, in the very beginning you get to pick what they look like, and then there's some games where you might not have that option, but your character's like armor and weapons change how they look. When you get to customize how your character actually looks, you gotta take the game from a different approach. Like, some people make it try to look like them. So it's like, oh, it's me. See, it's the hair and the eyes, it's totally me. And then sometimes people just try to make them look just awesome. Like, my characters, I don't want to make them look like me. I want them to just like if I could, you know, pick what I look like, that's what I would look like. So, and then some people just want to make them look ridiculous. So regardless of why you do it, because you want it to look like yourself, because you want to look more awesome than yourself, because you want to look ridiculous, you really have this this element of the game that you can now connect with a lot more. Because instead of just playing someone else's story, you get to play this character that you've made, and it's as close to you as you can get it. And I think that's really cool. Like, I really like to be able to play games, especially adventure games, play games where, you know, I want to put as much of myself into that character as I can. And then, you know, there's some games, like, you know, the first Dragon Age, where you have all that customization in the beginning, and you just kind of have the text that you pick from. And then Dragon Age 2, also, like you can customize your character, but the voice is going to be the same. The dialogue's always going to be the same. And then there's characters like, you know, Commander Shepard, it's the same kind of thing, where you have this customization of what they look like, but, you know, the voice is still not yours. Even though Femship, Jennifer Hale is so gifted, she has the most hardcore voice of anyone I've ever met. Well, I haven't really met that many voice actors. She's very talented, and I met her in E3. Got her autograph. She's awesome. She's very nice. Anyway, yeah, so then there's games where you might not necessarily get to customize what your character physically looks like, but you're able to customize your armor, or you're able to customize your weapon. So it's like, oh, I got this set of armor, oh, it looks like this, and it's really cool. But, oh, I picked up this armor, and that's a little bit different, and it looks like this. And and then the same thing with weapons, like, oh, this sword looks like this, and now this bow looks like this. And I think that's cool. When you pick up different items, that it looks physically different. I think that's very important. Because otherwise, like, oh, I got armor, oh, it looks the same as my other armor. Why did I pick that up? Why is it different stats or numbers? But then, you always get to that moment where you have your armor and it looks bitchin', it looks so good. But then you pick up this other armor that's stronger, but it doesn't look as cool. And it's, at least for me, and I've spoken to other people about this and they feel the same way, it is a conundrum. Do I pick this, like, better armor even though it makes me look like a douche? Like, or do I stick with this bitchin' piece of armor? And a lot of times, if the stat increase isn't that good, I will stay with my original armor, because I'm more concerned about looking like a badass than my strength being a little bit higher. So, there's that. But, yeah, so this was probably a really difficult video for you to get through. I have to edit everything because I messed up a lot of times. But, thank you for joining me with my very first video. And, yeah. I don't know what else to say. Okay. So, there's that. Thank you for joining me for my very, very first video. I know it was kind of short, a little bit blunt, a little bit to the point. I'm hoping in future episodes I can actually be comfortable in front of a camera and not have to freak out and think I'm gonna say really dumb stuff. Oh, I'll probably still say dumb stuff, but I won't be worried about it as much. So, hope that, you know, gives you a little bit of insight next time you play a game. And, yeah, so thanks for joining me during my very first video. I know it was probably a little bit rocky, because I am very new to the making video world, but I figured it'd be a fun thing to add to the site. You know, we have our regular podcast, we have the plus ones, we have, you know, everybody's amazing content that they submit, but, you know, videos can be fun too. So, if you don't see any more of these in the upcoming weeks, it's because I was just really awful at it, and we're not even gonna air it anymore.